Hi guys, so I have recently acquired a new piece of tech that's made me very excited. It is an Apple Watch and I am so excited about this. I honestly can't even put it in words. And today I'm going to be showing you my Apple Watch and showing you the features that I like about it, and just generally giving you an overview from the point of view of someone who is a mum who uses it for, making life easier around the kids and also for work. So it's not going to be like a super techie review with all the specs and details. I think there are plenty of reviews like that here on YouTube, so you can just Google Apple Watch review and you can find lots and lots of reviews with the proper detailed information. But my review is going to be from my point of view, what I find useful as a mum and what I find useful as a YouTuber, and how it's made life so much easier for me. So as you can tell, I love it. I resisted buying it for a really long time, and to be honest, it was because I didn't think it was worth it. I was waiting for this new update where they have made it possible for you to use your watch and your phone separately, and with the Apple Watch first and second editions you couldn't do that. So I just didn't think it was what I needed. I wanted to be able to use them separately, and with the Apple Watch 3 now you can. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about my watch, the one that I chose, and prices and things like that. So I chose the Apple Watch Gold Series 3 in the 38mm size, and I went for the sports band, and this is, I think it's called Pink Sand. This is the 38mm. There's also a bigger size, which is the 42mm, but I found that for my wrist this is perfect. I have very small wrists, like absolutely tiny. It doesn't look too big, it doesn't look out of place. It actually looks quite nice and it fits really nicely. The band is actually really comfortable, and I didn't think it was going to be. When I saw photos of it, I thought it was going to be like really stiff, but it's a really nice and soft and bendy material, and it feels really comfortable. If anything, the thing that took me a while to get used to was this raised up bit here at the bottom, which is the sensor at the back of the watch. So this is slightly more raised up than the watch itself, and for the first 2 or 3 days I found it actually a bit hard and uncomfortable. I just felt like it was a bit weighty in my arm, and I'm not used to wearing anything in my arm, so it took a while to get used to it. But now I just don't even feel it. My arm has got used to it fully. It's really easy to put on and off. It's no trouble at all. And if you're thinking whether or not to go for the 38 or the 42mm because of the bigger screen, I actually think that the 38 one is exactly what you need for a watch. The 42 can feel a little bit too big and bulky. Maybe for men who have like big arms and big hands, it will look okay. But for women, I think the 38 is plenty. I have an iPhone 7 Plus, so that goes alongside with my Apple Watch, but I've actually pre-ordered an iPhone 10, which should be arriving very soon, I think in a few days time. So if you want me to do like an unboxing, showing you my iPhone 10, let me know in the comments below. I'm really excited to get it. So the first thing that my family asked me when I showed them that I got the Apple Watch was, does it replace your phone? And the answer is no. And I think people want it to replace, and when you say that, they're like, oh, it's not worth the money then. But to me, it's a bit like an iPad doesn't replace a computer, but it's kind of like that bridge between the computer and a phone. So, a lot of people have tablets nowadays and they find them very, very useful. And I think it's the same with a watch. The watch doesn't replace your phone, but it can do a lot of things that your phone can without having to carry your phone around with you. And if you're a mum like me, you know that your hands are always full and busy doing something, or my toddler likes to have my phone to watch stuff and he puts it in places that I can't find. And with the watch, I know that I can receive my messages, my phone calls, my emails, even if I don't know where my phone is, which is amazing. And it's one of the things that drew me the most to this watch, was the fact that it's on my wrist, so my kids can't have it and I can still get access to everything. Usually both my hands are full doing something with the kids, and I just leave my phone on the sofa or somewhere and I end up missing a call or an important work email. And with the Apple Watch, I've not missed a single call or an email. So it's made me a lot better to my friends as well, getting back to them quickly. Also, when I'm out and about with the kids, I usually put my phone safely in my changing bag so it doesn't doesn't fall, and so it doesn't get stolen or anything. And whenever my phone is ringing, I find it really hard to find it in my changing bag. For once, my phone is always on silent. I always put it on vibrate. I don't know why, but I don't like having my phone ringing. It's like a big pet peeve for me. My phone is always on vibrate, so if it's not in my hand or in my pocket, I hardly ever feel it ringing, and I'm constantly missing notifications. And the plus is really big, so I can't be really carrying it around all the time, and I'm always putting it down somewhere and then having to, run to check that I've had any messages or anything. And with the watch, that's made life so much easier. So it doesn't replace a phone, but it is great alongside your phone, and I think the price reflects it. If you buy a new phone or a new, Apple iPhone, they're gonna be around about £1,000, for the newest model. And this Apple Watch cost me £400. I actually bought it on contract with my carrier, which is EE. So if you buy it from Apple, this model that I have costs £400, and then you pay £5 a month to get the data. The second thing that people ask me when I say that I've got an Apple Watch is, how does it work, and how do you get messages on your phone, on your watch, if you don't have your phone on you? And I don't know the technical side of it. Apple has a really good video where they explain how it works. So I went for the GPS and cellular model. You can go for the one without the cellular and just use it when you have Wi-Fi or when your phone is connected to your watch. But with mine, I can actually have data on my watch separately from my phone, which is great because it means if my phone is turned off or if it's on airplane mode, I can still get phone calls, I can still get messages and everything. It's amazing, and it's something that I tried before this video to make sure that I was saying something that was right, and it is. My phone was turned off and I could still make a phone call, and my number comes up, so it's all connected with your phone number. You don't have a separate number, it's the same number, and you also don't have a physical SIM card. It's an electronic SIM card, so there's nothing that you need to put into your watch. It's all programmed electronically. You have to pay monthly for a data plan from your carrier. But to me, I think it's totally worth it just to have that freedom of being able to go and be out and about and use this independently off my phone. Now, in terms of getting alerts and messages, so it doesn't usually double up. For example, if I'm wearing my watch and my phone is not being used, my alerts will come on my watch before it comes onto my phone, and somehow it knows that the device that's being used and the device that's closest to me is the one that should get all the messages. And if I'm on my phone, for example, if like my phone is open, all my notifications will come onto my phone and not on my watch. Now, there's one feature that to me is worth buying the watch just for this feature, and it's a feature called Ping My Phone. So this is the main watch screen, and when you swipe up from there, you can have like your notification center. And if you press that little button there, can you hear? It just pinged my phone so that I'm able to find my phone if I lose it. And I don't know about you, but I'm constantly losing my phone, and that is amazing. I've found my phone in so many places, like down the side of the sofa, in the toy basket, in so many places. Just being able to have that feature is great. So I really like it. And you also have a little flashlight, which I didn't think it was going to be very bright or very useful, but it just basically turns your watch screen white, and when you're in the dark, it allows you to see around without having like a really bright light. The next thing I really like is that you also have the do not disturb mode here on your watch. So if you have an iPhone, you know that there's a little moon. When you click on it, all notifications are muted. Now, the reason why I find that really useful is when I'm trying to put Isabella, my daughter, down for a nap, I don't want anything to disturb her or to make her like startle and wake up. So whenever I'm going upstairs to put her down for a nap, I put my notifications on do not disturb, and then nothing pings through to my phone. And I can do the same thing with my watch. I can put that on and nothing will ping, which means that she won't get woken up by like a random email coming through. So I really like that that function is present. And you can also turn it on to airplane mode, just like your phone. Another great thing about the Apple Watch is the activity app. I think it's called an app. But this, I didn't think I was gonna get enough use out of it, but it's been my most used feature of the watch, I think. Basically, when you're wearing your watch, it tracks your movements, it tracks your fitness levels, how many steps you've taken, how many flights of stairs you've climbed. It shows you what you've been doing today and what you should be doing for the fitness level that you set. So I set mine to intermediate. I think there's like a lightly active, moderately active, and highly active. So I set mine to like moderately active, and it's really motivating because it sends me like little alerts saying you're nearly at your goal, just move another 5 minutes or so and then you'll reach your target. And that is so good because I've been finding myself actually doing it just to make sure that I reach my goals and my targets. I'll just show you what I've been doing today. Bear in mind it's 10:30 in the morning, so I've not done all that much, but I'll show you what I've done. So in my home screen, I have this little app here, which I click and it shows me my activity. So you can see there, I've moved only 11% of my goal for today. I've only exercised 3% and I've been standing 33% of my goal. So 4 out of 12 hours, and it has like handy little graphs, 1,374 steps and things like that. So I just find it really motivating and makes me want to get up and get moving a lot more. There's also an app called Breathe, which sends you little reminders to breathe for a minute, and I found myself really doing it, and it just relaxes me a little bit. It makes me calm down when I'm having a stressful morning with the kids. It's very doable. It's only for a minute, or however, if you want to do many more times you can, but you can't just do 1 minute. Also, I really like something really basic, which is the fact that the watch wakes up whenever you lift your wrist. So the watch is turned off at the moment, and if I look at it, it turns on. Don't know if you'll be able to see. If I put my wrist down, it turns off, and if I look at it, it turns on, and it works every single time. It's so typical of an Apple product to do exactly what it says on the tin, and you can tell that I'm a big Apple fan, but it really does work. I love the digital crown, which is this little button here, and it feels really nice and responsive, and you can scroll through your apps and stuff using that. In terms of the watch faces, there's lots to choose from. I just went for one where it shows me the most amount of information, but there's lots of other ones like Mickey Mouse ones, Minnie Mouse, and really fun ones. One thing that I really like is Siri on the Apple Watch is really good and really responsive. I don't really use Siri on my phone at all. I just don't, it's not a feature that I use, but I find myself using it on my watch all the time. I use it to send messages, I use it to search for things like what's the weather like, and to set alarms. So when I'm cooking and I need to put a timer on, I just say, hey Siri, can you set a timer for 20 minutes?
Okay.
And so it just set the timer and it's running there for 20 minutes, which is amazing and really responsive. And now I'm gonna have to stop that timer. Hold on a minute, cancel it. But yeah, just had a little message, email. There you go. Nice and easy. I think it's just, the reason why I like it so much is because it's making my life a lot easier. And I am a work from home mum. So I'm a stay-at-home mum, but I also work from home. And I need to have access to my emails all the time to know if it's something important that I need to reply to straight away, or if it's a junk email. And whenever my phone pings, I kind of like have to go to see if it is important or not. And with my watch, I just have a quick glance. If it's junk, I don't do anything. If it's something that needs replying, then I either reply by talking to Siri, or I go onto my phone and I reply onto my phone. But it's just having that flexibility of being able to do that, and also getting messages. Now, not all of your apps are available on the Apple Watch, and I use WhatsApp a lot, and I think a lot of people use WhatsApp a lot. I don't tend to use iMessages as much. There's no app for WhatsApp on the Apple Watch, but you can get all of your WhatsApp notifications on your watch. It's just a little setting that you turn on your watch app here on your phone, and basically means that every notification that comes on from WhatsApp on your phone comes onto your watch, and you can reply to a message. You can't start a message or compose a message on WhatsApp, but you can reply to messages that come through that way, which I've found very, very handy and useful. But it's actually made me use iMessage a lot more because it's built in and it's integrated. So I've started using iMessage as well. But yeah, you can do that with any apps. So any apps that you have on your phone, you can get the notifications sent through to your watch, like Instagram, Facebook, all of these things. There's an app for Instagram here, so you can even browse your feed You can look at your photos of your kids. I find it really useful when I'm just like browsing and having a look at photos. Now in terms of charging it, I charge it every night. It lasts me a full day, and I'm a really heavy user of my watch. I'm using it probably every few minutes, and it lasts me a whole day. I've not run out of battery yet in a day, and I know some people say that it should last longer, but to me it's like a phone. You know, you've got a really high resolution screen, you've got things pinging and going on all the time. It's obviously going to drain the battery, and because I charge my phone every night, it's not a problem for me to take my watch off and charge it every night as well, alongside each other. So it's just a no-brainer to me. I don't feel the need for it to last more than a day because I charge it every night in any case, but it does last me a full day without needing to charge in between. And the charger is really cool. It's not like a plug-in charger, it's just a wireless magnetic charger, and it's like a little circle thing that you plug to the back of your watch, and you put it on your side table and it charges, and it's really cool. So that is basically my little review of the Apple Watch. I've only had it for a week or so, but I've found it so useful in my day-to-day life, and I can't imagine not having it now. I depend on it a lot already, and I've actually convinced Matthew to get one as well, and he's getting one, and we were both so against it before the Apple Watch 3. We just thought that it was just too expensive for what it was, but I couldn't have changed my mind any more than what I have. I totally think it's worth the money. It would make a great Christmas present if you want to be generous with your family and friends, and I just really like it. If you're a mum, I think that you benefit a lot from having an Apple Watch. There's just so much that you can do and be hands-free and know that you're not going to miss messages and notifications. If your child is in nursery and they need to contact you, you're not going to miss that call. If you need to set a timer whilst you're cooking, if you need to reply to a message and look at the weather, you can even get Google Maps in here so that you can, you know, be driving and know exactly where you're going. I love the little haptic feedback. So the way that it notifies you when you don't have like alerts or pings coming through, it's just by a little vibrating on your wrist, and it just feels like someone is like tapping on my wrist, like, hey, wake up. I'm gonna leave a link to it in my description box below if you want to check out the exact model that I have and see the prices and the plans that you can have. And yeah, if you have any favorite Apple Watch apps that you can't live without, that I'm definitely missing, let me know in the comments below. I'm currently looking for an app that I can take notes on my Apple Watch, because I use the notes on my phone a lot. So if you know a really good app, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have any friends considering buying an Apple Watch, maybe show them this review, and I hope it will be helpful to them to hear from a perspective of someone who uses on a day-to-day basis, someone who's not a tech blogger or tech vlogger. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and let me know if you'd like to see an iPhone 10 unboxing and like first impressions review when I do get my iPhone 10. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!